Hey everyone, in this next lesson, I'm going to be teaching you how to set up your prospecting default account structure. A very basic structure, but also I'll be going through a bit more of an advanced structure once you start spending a bit more on TikTok. So let's dive in. Let's dive into how to structure your TikTok ad account when you're first launching your ads. So I like to keep it very, very simple. Simple is often best when it comes to TikTok ads. Very simple campaign structure, not a lot of ad sets testing at one time, not even a lot of creative testing at one time. You want to keep the amount of variables you're testing very limited, and it's going to help you optimize faster and get through that 50 conversions a week if you are only working with 1 to 2 ad sets at a time, especially when you first start out and you don't have a massive budget to determine whether your TikTok ads are successful. So here's how I set up my ad account when I'm starting a brand new ad account for an e-commerce client. So the way that the accounts are structured on TikTok are actually very similar to how they are structured on Facebook. So you're going to have your campaigns, your ad sets, and your ads. Campaigns is where you are going to choose your overarching goal. So when I'm setting up a campaign, I'm telling TikTok, I ultimately want to optimize for conversions. There's many conversion goals to choose from, like traffic, lead generation, video views. There's even campaigns where you can set up that will get you more followers. So campaigns is overarching where TikTok will ask you, what is your goal? An ad set is another word for choosing your audience and your bidding strategy and your bid for your ad set. So this is where you really get into the targeting side. So on the ad set level is where you tell TikTok, I want to target women between 45 and 54 who are interested in fashion. So campaign, overarching goal. Ad set, a bit more granular. That's where you'll also pick your conversion event. So you'll tell TikTok, I want to optimize for conversions, but in particular, on the ad set level, I want to optimize for add to carts or initiate checkout. And you'll choose your audience there, and you'll also choose your bidding strategy. I always, for e-commerce, like to optimize towards the lowest cost conversion strategy, which essentially is telling TikTok, I just want the lowest cost conversions possible, which is essentially our goal of ads. The other option is setting a cost cap, which means that you can actually tell TikTok, I only want to spend $10 to acquire a new customer, and so forth. So it's essentially putting limitations on your budget. But I find that the lowest cost conversion strategy, where it's going to spend through your entire daily budget and it's going to try its best to find the lowest cost conversions possible, but you're not putting limitations in terms of what your target CPA is, because the issue then is that sometimes your ad sets just won't spend and you'll end up spending like 2 cents a day. Very similar to Facebook cost cap if you are a Facebook media buyer. And then on the most micro level is your ads. And this is where you will upload your videos. So if you're advertising a product, maybe you have 2 or 3 different videos you want to test to start. I like to start with testing 2 or 3 ads at a time. And that's where you'll also choose your landing page, your caption. So you can choose your call to action. So shop now for e-commerce. Or download, whatever your call to action on the actual ad creative is. So this is where you determine what people are actually going to see when they're seeing your TikTok ads. So this is the basic campaign structure of TikTok, very similar to Facebook, so that makes it very easy. I also find that building TikTok campaigns are very quick, intuitive, and it's really simple just to go through the process. So on the campaign level, when I'm first starting out with a brand new TikTok ad account, I'm going to have 1 campaign. And this is optimized for conversions if I'm working with an e-commerce client. If you are doing lead gen or you have another objective, you could choose your objective, but in the lens of e-commerce, I'm telling TikTok I want to optimize for conversions. And then I'm going to have 1 ad set. Now, I know a lot of media buyers are thinking in their head, like, don't you want to test a lot of audiences? Isn't there more you can be doing? No. The best thing you can do for your TikTok ad account when you first start out is have 1 campaign and 1 ad set. And this is a prospecting ad set. And what I mean by prospecting is this means that you are using TikTok to reach brand new customers. So you're not retargeting your old website traffic or a list or your past customers. For most of my e-commerce clients, the ultimate goal of TikTok is to acquire new customers. So having one ad set, and I'll also dive into what audiences I like to choose for my initial ad set and the different options there, but one ad set. And then in terms of number of ads, I would say 3 ads is a great place to start when you're launching a new TikTok ad account. And I try to make the ads very different from each other. So I'm still using video, I'm still using around 15 seconds as the format, and in my creative sections of this course, I'll be diving a lot more into what types of ads I do, but I do like to test 3 different ads within the ad set. And this just gives TikTok more options of what people are gonna see when they're seeing your ads, and then TikTok can determine what budget to put towards each ad out of the total daily budget that you set on the ad set level. So this is my default campaign structure for a new ad account. I have one campaign, I have one ad set that's optimizing towards add to cart if I'm just starting out. Ultimately, once I get 1,000 add to carts on the pixel, then I'm gonna change my optimization, start a new ad set, optimizing for initiate, checkout, or purchase. And then I'm going to have 3 different videos that I'm testing to serve to this audience. So this is my basic account structure. Now, in my walkthroughs, I'm going to be going through exactly how to build this out in your TikTok ad account and what that looks like. But I also wanted to preview, okay, I'm a bit more of an advanced TikTok marketer. This isn't my first rodeo. What do you recommend for your account structure? I still keep it very simple for the most part. I might even have just 1, 2, or 3 campaigns. It really depends on the client and their budget. But I'm gonna go through a bit more of an advanced structure of what you can expect. So I'm gonna have 3 different campaign types for this one client. I'm going to have my prospecting campaign. Prospecting meaning that I am targeting brand new customers. I want to reach brand new people on TikTok. And then within my prospecting ad set, within my prospecting campaign, I might have like 3 ad sets. And again, number of ad sets also depends on making sure that any ad set can get 50 conversions a week, whether that be add to cart, initiate checkout, purchase. So ultimately, if you have a smaller budget, the more you consolidate and have less ad sets, the more you'll be able to get to that 50 conversions a week on any given ad set. If your budget is evenly split between 3 different ad sets, that means you're gonna need 3 times the budget in order to get to 50 conversions a week on each ad set. And the incremental gains of targeting different audiences versus spreading your budget out, I think it's always better to consolidate unless you have a true reason that you need to test a different audience. So, for example, let's just say I'm spending $100,000 a month on ads for this TikTok client. Maybe I have 3 ad sets, first of all, because I have more budget. I'm gonna easily get through that 50 conversions a week on each ad set. That's most important to cover. But then I also wanna get a bit more granular with my audience testing. So maybe one audience is completely broad. And by broad, that means I'm targeting men and women on TikTok, 18 plus, no interests, no lookalikes, no other specifications other than TikTok, target everybody. And I've seen that broad audiences actually work well on TikTok, especially if your product does have a broad appeal. Then you can see a lot of success putting no limitations on your audience and just targeting a broad audience. But let's just say I want to get a bit more granular with my testing and truly find out whether broad versus an interest or versus lookalikes are going to perform best. So maybe I have 3 ad sets. My next ad set would be an interest stack. And what I mean by interest stack is that on any ad set where I'm targeting interests, instead of separating out interests or behaviors into a lot of different ad sets, I only have one ad set that's targeting interests, and I'll just stack together a ton of different interests. So I can say, I want to target women who are interested in makeup, fashion, dancing, bags, whatever it is. And TikTok has so many recommended interests too. That's the cool thing about TikTok. Once you start spending on your campaigns, TikTok will actually recommend you new interests to target. So I frequently go into the settings of any ad set and I will see what TikTok is recommending. Like they will say, we have 15 new interests that we recommend you targeting. I just add them all. TikTok is smarter than me in learning what type of people are gonna convert on the ads. So once you start spending, TikTok will actually recommend you interests to add into your interest ad set. So I'll start with my best guess. Like if I'm selling makeup, I'm gonna be targeting women that's interested in hair care, lipstick, maybe like lotions, face wash, like interest categories that I think are related to my product, but a bit broader. I don't want to have too narrow of interest targeting. I do want to keep it relatively broad to not put too many limitations on the algorithm. I've just seen that going broader with your interest targeting usually results in better performance than trying to be hyper targeted. Like I only want to target women 20 to 22 who are interested in lipstick. I think that's going to perform worse than if you did a more broad audience, like women 18 plus who are interested in all of these related interests and categories. And then as you start spending, TikTok will even recommend more interests to add to here, which is pretty cool. And another thing on the ad set level is that TikTok will actually allow you to expand your interest targeting automatically. So there is a little checkbox on the ad set level that will say, allow TikTok to expand your interests, gender, age targeting automatically as they see fit. And I always check that box because I think that TikTok truly knows who's going to convert on my ads better than my best guess of who's going to convert. So essentially this little checkbox is going to allow the robots to take over your ad set for you and determine the targeting and kind of take all the guesswork out. So I always check that. The last interest, or I should say ad set, that I like to test is lookalikes. So if you're familiar with Facebook media buying, you know that a lookalike is essentially you give the platform a seed audience. So maybe it's a list of all of your past purchasers, and then Facebook or TikTok in this scenario will try to find people who are most similar to your past purchasers, but they're finding new people. So it's not retargeting your past purchasers, you're essentially just giving TikTok a lot of data about who your old past purchasers were. You can also do lookalikes based off of website visitors, people who viewed your videos, people who clicked on your ads. And TikTok will use that information to try to optimize towards new audiences. So I like to build lookalikes based off of past purchasers lists. So I'll upload emails or phone numbers, and I'll be going through that in more detail in my computer tutorials. You can also make lookalikes based off people who are interacting with your ads. So there's a lot of different lookalikes that you can test. So I always like testing lookalikes, especially if I have a bigger budget. Sometimes I'll find that a lookalike performs better than an interest audience or a broad audience. So these are the three main categories that I like to test when setting up my TikTok ad account. And then on the ad level, as I have a bit more budget, that means that I can spend more on different types of ads. So maybe at this point, once I'm spending consistently $1,000 a day on TikTok, now I'm testing 5 to 7 ads in each ad set. So my broad ad set will be testing 5 to 7 different videos. My interest ad set, 5 to 7 videos. My lookalike ad set, I'm testing 5 to 7 videos. Because the more budget you have, the more you can spend on every given ad, which means that TikTok's gonna have more data about who's gonna ultimately purchase on your videos, and you're gonna learn faster about what videos convert and which ones don't. So this is my more advanced structure. It doesn't mean that you have to have 3 ad sets and 5 to 7 ads to be successful on TikTok. I have ad accounts that I manage today that still only have 1 ad set, maybe 1 or 2, and we're rotating in maybe 3 or 4 different ads at a time. And then as ads start to fatigue, then I'll just turn off that ad and rotate in a new one. So if my ads aren't reaching my target CPA goals, or if the metrics aren't looking good, like the cost per click is really high and the click-through rate's really low, then that's a good sign for me to rotate in some new ads. So needless to say, complicated on TikTok is not the way to go. The best way to structure your campaigns is very simplified, rely on their machine learning in terms of keeping your audiences broad, really put the focus on making really great ad creatives, and the rest kind of takes care of itself in terms of the targeting and the optimization. So that's the good thing about TikTok. It doesn't take a wizard or a media buying expert even to know how to set up these campaigns. I'm gonna show you step by step how I set up my campaigns so you know exactly where to click in TikTok. And then what you can focus on is how can I improve my ad creatives? How can I improve my product, my offer, my landing pages? As those are the more difficult variables to figure out. But the easy step is setting up the TikTok ads campaign.